welcome back to another episode of Trap Talk TV podcast. And this is another episode of our interview show, Talk Your Shit with Trap, where we sit down with entrepreneurs, creatives, artists, everybody, and talk about what they got going on. Of course, we got Kenny the Great with me and Londo in the cut at the bottom with me. And then our special guest today with us is the homie, the great one, the funny dude, Duncan.
Appreciate you. What's going on? Y'all was having appreciate y'all having me.
Man,
appreciate you coming by, bro.
Exactly, bro. Like I told you, we were just talking. Okay, we definitely appreciate you coming on, man, supporting us and everything.
And then you the first comedian that we interviewed. So this is the first, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, that nigga, we a legend in this.
Exactly. So we had to switch the question because we used to interviewing, artists and musicians and stuff. So we had to switch the things up for you know what I mean. But let's start off with the origin because some of our people might not know who you are. So let's get it started. So where are you from, bro?
All right, so I'm from Atlanta. My name is Duncan, as he said. I'm out here in Atlanta, and I'm an actor, comedian, all that stuff. Been doing this about, I want to say like 2 years. Oh, and I'm one half of America Runs on Duncan. And the reason I say that is because my lady is the one who really got me started into this. And so like our YouTube channel and everything like that, how the video is made for like the most part, like she done put all that together. So our name together, like brand is called America Runs on Duncan because her name is Erica. And so we inserted her name in America and then boom, boom.
That's dope.
Hard.
That's dope.
That's fine.
Yeah. That's dope. I respect that. I know how that is on this side. Definitely having your lady help you with the businesses. It's dope when you got somebody that can believe in you and believe in what your dream is as much as you do. Because
that's the value of having a strong female, bro.
Right.
Once you know what I'm saying, you can get them a half-baked idea and they'll make that bitch
come all around
the whole pie. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Especially a strong woman of color, because know they always hold it down.
Black love is the best love. That's
exactly. and she be in your videos too, right?
Yeah, she be in them. Now she's still in them and everything. She's still involved in it heavily. She's just taking a step back and as far as being in front of it because she's an artist. So like she records stuff. She's a videographer. And she, like I said, she's an artist. So she paint and she's really like going in on that, trying to build her own thing going on with like that. So if y'all ever need some paint work done or y'all need something up in the house, telling you she don't want to hit. She's hard with it.
And that's dope, bro, because Kenny, he do artwork too. He actually made our logo and stuff, the logo for the channel and everything. So that's dope how like everything comes around. So y'all just talented in the whole household right there.
Man, look, we just trying to, build the name and shit.
Because even with the skits and stuff, like you gotta be able to play that, even though what I mean, you gotta
it gotta be believable.
I remember seeing both of y'all, like y'all bob be doing y'all thing like in there. So that's dope, bro.
Down. Yeah, no, that's a fact. Like I said, I tell people all the time, like, and I got in the habit of telling her now, like I appreciate her, like you really put this in motion. Like I might be the face and everybody be laughing at, but you the odds, you the person behind the machine, just you making it go. You feel me?
So when you say she got you into it, was she doing comedy at first too and skits, or was she?
Nah, she wasn't doing
other. Okay.
So it happened during the pandemic. So like during the pandemic, whatever, everything shut down and shit. And she was on her phone. She was always trying to show me TikToks. And like I thought TikTok was like Thriller because every time I seen one, somebody was doing like music or like a little dance challenge. So I'm like, nigga, this is Thriller. Like I ain't really trying to look at it. So like she kept showing me over time, like just week at her phone showing me shit. So I'm like, yo, what you looking at? One day she showed me something. I think it was like a Wilding Out part or like a life or something. And I looked at it and I was like, yo, I can do that in 10 minutes 1,000 times better than that. I don't even know how that got 1 million views. And she was like, I mean, nah, you really could though. And I was like, nah, I ain't trying to do it for real, like whatever. Like I said, it was the pandemic, but we had nothing to do. So I was like, well, shit, let's just go ahead and make one. Just say we did one type shit. So
put that battery in your back.
Yeah, so first video we did, no bullshit. That shit hit 40K, and I looked at it and I was like, ain't no fucking way we done did. I said we didn't do nothing. So I was like, nah. I said let's do something else, and then we did a little TikTok challenge, and that shit went up. And I'm like, hold up, let me really. I said if we're gonna do this, let's like really see what the hell going on because right now we bored.
Right.
So I think the first thing we did was life was when Martin and Eddie Murphy was at the bar.
Yep.
And he talking about the little whistle and all the other shit. And we did that. That shit hit 50K. And I think our first viral video was like a Martin and Jeter video. That shit was like 300. So once that happened, and like followers started coming in by the bundles, like by the 5 and 10,000s, and I'm like, we looked at each other, was like, hold up, like, is this something we really want to do? Because we know it's the pandemic, and like folks are just out here, you know what I mean, that 15 minutes of fame or just trying to get in where they fit in, or like, what do we want out of this if we do it? And like, we talked about it, sat down, and everything like that, and then I started to think, because like, she was like, no, you really, like, you funny, like, you really can act, you really can do all this other stuff. And like, I guess when she was telling me over the course of the time I was thinking about, I was like, shit. I mean, I've always been an animated comical nigga reciting stuff from things like in the locker room, my teammates, and stuff like that in the crib. I was the one that auntie said, "Hey, do that little dance in front of everybody."
Right.
Same, bro. Same.
So like, I'm just doing it, and I'm just like thinking about it. And I'm like, yo, God really, you don't know what He got planned for you, because the whole time I'm growing up, I'm trying to be the next Melo or the next LaDainian Tomlinson. You feel me? So I'm not even thinking about doing that. So then, but then I'm starting to think of, I'm like, yo, I've really been doing this since I can remember. So then we got into it and we locked in, and for real, ever since then, it took off for us. Like now we got over 230,000 on TikTok, Instagram, movement.
That's great.
So
crazy.
She, like I said, she the one who really put that in my head. And once she found out what she wanted to get out of it and everything like that, like I said, she all around. She artist, she record, content creator, all that. So like once we figured out what we wanted individually and what we could do together, we was like, oh, it's a wrap. We know what to do, because ain't no other couple doing it, black couple let alone, and then you doing like skits, like movies.
Exactly.
Doing TikTok
or YouTube videos, like shit like that.
It's crazy because I knew, like, it's funny because like when you say like you was the kid that like auntie always told you to do, like I feel the same way, and as Kenny and most of us do, like, and that maybe that's what honestly put us in this type of, you know what I mean, this media's cast. And like since I can remember, my first thing I ever wanted to do was actually comedy, honestly. Like, I don't know, it's just
Miles, I never knew that. That's crazy.
That is crazy.
It's just, I've had a lot of things I've wanted to do, but you know what I mean, over life you think like, damn, I can't really attain that. So you know what I mean, it puts your dreams to the side and shit. Like I don't want to create fucking video games. I don't want to fucking do comedy, but I just never felt like it was gonna, you know what I mean? I want to do acting and all that shit too, but you know what I mean, Connecticut, there's not, you know what I mean? So that definitely falters your dreams a little bit. But it's dope to see black, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Because nowadays it's so easy, you don't really see a lot of niggas like from, you know what I mean? Because nowadays it's like being known as a funny guy is a bad thing, or niggas take you not so serious and things like, you know what I mean? So it's dope to see that, you know what I mean? Someone in our lane can show us that it's okay to have a comedy and be funny, and you could be taken seriously all at the same time. And I just, like, coming from a kid that honestly wanted to be a comedian as a kid, you know what I mean? So it's dope. And
this is a disclaimer, like,
could really,
not to cut you off, Miles, but this is a disclaimer. I'm so sick of this. Stop, like, we grew up just like y'all niggas. We niggas still grew up in the hood and all that. Stop thinking niggas do art, content, and shit like that. That niggas is soft, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's this weird connotation behind like comedy and media personalities and shit. Oh, them internet niggas soft, or like, please kill all that.
Right, and a lot of people wouldn't go and try to, you know what I mean, chase their dreams in those aspects, because people think, oh, they're not going to take me, you know what I mean, in my community, they're not going to view me. Have you come in contact with any, you know what I mean, any, not necessarily negative feedback, but any, like any other, right.
I mean, yeah, you mean, always, I mean, be real with you, it'd be like, outside of like the comments people be saying like, oh, this ain't funny, or like, what, this not third with you, I don't be really paying attention to none of that stuff. But like, I mean, I came across people I known and stuff like that be like dimming the light or throwing shade. But like me personally, like, I don't pay attention to the outside noise. And for real, like, I'm like even killed with stuff like that. Like, as much as like y'all, like, I appreciate it, like people telling me like, oh, you funny, you cool, this not third with you, I be like taking that with a grain of salt. Just as much as I do the bad stuff, because it's like, I can do something to change your opinion, whether it's you funny to this nigga weird, or
Right.
He weird to he funny. So like I just kind of take it with a grain of salt and just be humble and knowing that what I'm doing is genuine. Like this is me. Like I can't even and that's another thing, I guess, because I felt like, just God just gave me this talent. Like it just coming so easy for me is why like these doors and stuff is opening for me. So like me personally, I really don't. I try not to. I'll be lying if I said I ain't see no comments or nothing got to me. But like I'll be, for the most part, I'll be like, just block that out. Good, bad, just stay humble, keep God first, and just keep being consistent with it for real. Everything else is gonna run its course.
So, but since we're on that topic, so have you dealt with any personally any fuck shit dealing with this? We gotta ask those questions because we all go through it, because we still on the come up, like your friends looking at you weird or thinking you different, or you know what I mean? Because even at the level we're at, we experience shit like that, you know what I mean? Where it's kind of weird, shady shit going on. So have you experienced that?
Yeah, and I think it's because I'm not looking for nothing.
Right.
In the sense of be real with you, I'm a humble nigga. I'll tell y'all off rip. I don't think I'm bigger than the next person or the person that's coming up, and none of that. Like it just be crazy where if I'm just doing my thing or whatnot, and somebody recognize me, I have ran into situations where if somebody recognized me and want me to follow me on Instagram or take a picture, which is crazy to me because like I said, I don't think I'm nobody like that.
Right.
Right. I definitely been in situations where I see people I know be all them comments, you start to think about them little shade comments that really don't mean nothing at first.
Right.
Well, you ain't really like that. Oh, you ain't even funny. You ain't doing nothing. You got that from this. You got that from this. Okay, you knew that before this really.
Right. You already knew that.
Come on.
So why are you making more of a point to say something now?
Right.
Because it's when you got an idea, everybody with it. Oh yeah, that's a great idea. Cool. Because they not thinking it's really gonna be anything. They think it's the average person having an idea and it's gonna be cool for a little bit, and then you're gonna find something new. Right. And then once they see it sticking, or you really trying to figure it out, not even figured it out, just trying to figure it out. And they see just how people reacting to you is more of a, man, you ain't even really it's you right. In a sense, you right. I'm not. I'm trying to. So why is you on me about it? I'm trying to
niggas be shocked,
mad because I'm where I'm at. And I don't even think I'm where I need to be, or I'm where I need to be, but I'm not nowhere near where I want to be. Type shit.
Right. But they're not looking at it as that because they're just seeing numbers. You know what I mean? So they go to your page, they seeing 100K, this, and that. So you looking at it as I'm still not there yet. But them, they not getting that. So they looking at it as he think he better than somebody, and it ain't even that.
Like I said, that's why I be trying to keep that even kill mindset.
Right,
good comments, cool. Bad ones, cool. I know what I'm trying to do and accomplish. So I'm gonna get all that. It come with it.
Nah, facts. So let's get So when we were talking about when you were saying you wanted to grow up being mellow and stuff. Jay Reed, if y'all don't know, Jay Reed's my cousin. We know each other. We met through that right there. Yeah. But he was telling me that you used to ball in school. You went to school for balling. You went to college for ball and stuff too.
Yeah. So ball was my first sport was football. For growing up, I wanted to be the next LaDainian Tomlinson, Emmitt Smith, Ray Lewis, all that. I was good at that. Ended up picking up basketball. I went to 4th or 5th grade, and then high school decided just to stick with basketball. Ended up going to school to Keystone College up in Pennsylvania. Okay. I did my thing out there. Was a 2-time All-American, all-time leading scorer, top 50 all-time in D3 scoring. Yeah, I mean
that's fucking dope.
That's crazy.
How did the switch happen then? Because did you go? So let's talk a little timeline here. So basketball, college, and everything. Then it was military, and then
I'll give you a little more time. Even with me going to that school I went to is a story behind it. I ain't gonna be long with it, but long story short, I was on a big AAU team out here in Atlanta. A coach, one of my teammates, his grandpa really was fond of me. He was rocking with me. He was like, "Hey, look, I know your grades is at this point, but I can get you into these 2 schools for sure if nothing fall for you." And so I was always taught not to block no blessings. So long story short, he ended up putting in a word for me. The coach ends up calling me. He was like, "Hey, look, I rock with you. Your tape is hard. I want you to come to school." Mind you, I'm not knowing nothing as an 18-year-old kid. I'm just okay. I didn't even know there was a Division III. I thought it was D1, D2, JUCO, and NAIA, and that was it. I didn't know there was a Division III. Right. So then when he called me, he was telling me where he was at and shit like that. I'm like, okay, I don't know about all that. And you talking about Pennsylvania? Like, I forgot that was a state. I really forgot that was a state. Until he said that's what when he was like Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I was like, bro, I ain't gonna lie to you. That show you the Georgia education system because I thought Philadelphia was a state. I was like, right, bro, I forgot. But
I wanted to, yeah, go ahead though. Yeah. I'll ask it later.
So then long story short, end up asking him, I'm like, hey, I'm not one of them players that's just trying to play for you 4 years, come back to the A, and then just get a job. Like, I'm trying to go overseas and all this other stuff with the Whoop. Yeah. He sold me a dream saying every other year they go to either Canada or China to go for a summer circuit and play. So, like, my ears lit the fuck up. I'm like, oh, yeah, I'll be there next semester. I'll be there. Man, we get up to that school. First of all, mind you, I never took a visit to the school. I'm calling. I'm like, yo, can I come up there for a visit? He was like, well, you know, Division III don't pay for visits, so you're going to have to come out of pocket. I'm like, all right, whatever. Man, so I end up not going to school. So all I got is Google photos. Right. So I'm Googling the school. I'm showing my niggas like, boy, you see this shit? This shit like a Duke right here. This shit big as hell.
That's shit South Harmony College, ain't it?
That shit was on the side of a highway. Picture Morehouse on the side of 285 random.
just
there, bro. And it's roads. When I pulled up, and then I'm seeing a bunch of people that don't look like me. So I'm like, oh, hell nah. This is nah.
Then what part of Pennsylvania you was in?
Need to get up. But it was and the thing is, I never met that coach that recruited me because when I got 2 days before I got to that school, he called me and told me he got a job at another school and wanted me to come there. And I was like, bro, I already didn't put my fast on stuff in the school. So I've never seen that man to this day. But he always be like commenting on stuff like on Facebook or something like that saying, hey, Dunk, good job. I'm like, bro, I don't know you for real.
Right.
I don't know who you are. But like I said, that was a blessing in disguise going with that. But yeah, no, you said you had to ask me a question before I went on.
No, I was just trying to see how it was the culture switch because I mean I'm from up here, the north. So how was it from being from Atlanta, full? You know what I mean? Because like even when I go down there, it's a little weird to see straight niggas, yo. Like for me, it's a culture shock. Because to me, I see Puerto Ricans, I see Dominicans,
saying like straight just niggas.
I see. Oh, okay. I thought the same thing.
I see Spanish, like I see like Hispanics, I see Indian people, like not necessarily where I'm at, but there's other places where there's Chinese, like a bunch.
Yeah,
you know
I can vouch. So, like, I can vouch. It's different.
So how was it for you to just see like races you probably never? You know what I mean? Just like how did that shape your like?
So for real, like in a sense. I'm not used, but like my first couple early years, like my pops was in the military and like, so like my first 4-5 years and I lived in Italy before.
Okay.
So, it wasn't that I wasn't used to seeing different cultures and stuff like that. I was used to that. That was cool. I feel like that kind of played a part in who I am. Mm-hmm. What did shock me was going from being in a class of 30 when 26 of us is black and the other 4 might be white or Hispanic, to be on to a class of 25 and I'm the only black person.
Yeah.
See, now I can't. See, now I may be from Connecticut and people have misconstrusions of how it is here, but where I'm from, it's black Hispanic. So I feel that. I've never been in a place where it's just been straight white. So I definitely in Pennsylvania and especially where you're saying that's definitely sounds like the boonies where it's like Poconos.
It was like northeastern Pennsylvania. It was in
that's like Poconos.
It was like La Plume, Pennsylvania. Y'all heard of Scranton, Pennsylvania?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
The
office.
The office. It's right there, bro. It's right there. So like that was like more of a culture shock to me. And then like obviously like the weather and shit like that. Like when I first got there, the lady was like, oh, you talk funny. I was like, you talk funny too? What you mean? She was like, where you from? She was like, where you from? I was like, Atlanta. She was like, oh, I hope you brought your snow boots. Man, I ain't have no boots.
Yeah.
All I had was like no hoodies. I had to go get all the North Faces, polo boots, all that stuff. I was like, golly. But in that sense, it was culture shocking as far as like just being the only one. Usually, I'm used to being like, you know what I mean? It's a handful of us.
Other cultures, right.
Cool. But if I'm the only one, like outside, like my teammates, and I go to class and it's like, damn, bro, it's really just me.
Right.
That was messing with my head more than anything.
I'm already knowing.
So how long were you there? How long did you do there?
I went to school there all 4 years. Graduated. Got my bachelor's in sport and recreation, and then after that, tried the overseas route. Got a tryout in Canada, but then the team went bankrupt.
Damn.
That league went bankrupt. So then I went back to Pennsylvania just to coach and get back in the swing of it, trying to keep hooping and stuff like that. And then I was up there, like I said, and a lot of us up there where I was at. So it was like, bro, it's cold. I really don't want to be up here. I'm trying to hoop. I need to make some money for real, but I'm trying to hoop for real, but I can't do both. I was like, man, let me just go back to the crib. So ended up going back to Atlanta, but I stopped in North Carolina to talk to my pops, and he was in my ear about the military. And I was like, well, can you hoop in there? He was like, yeah. Like hoop, like travel. So I was like, all right, well, fuck it. I'm going to just take that route and see where that takes me type of thing. So I'm still with the hooping mindset this whole time. Like, go back home, tell my mom, I'm like, hey, I'm about to join the military. I want to say I got home in December. They shipped me off in April 2017. And then got out of basic and all the other stuff, straight to Texas. As soon as I get there, I start hooping, start doing things for the base team, doing all this other stuff. So this whole time I got this mindset like, yeah, I'm trying to hoop, get overseas. End up meeting my lady in Houston.
I know I'm about to ask you. I was about to say, when did y'all end up meeting? So I didn't know if you met her like from the house, from the crib, or this was in Texas. She was in
so I met her in Texas. She's from California, but she just moved to Houston. And I think I came home for my birthday or something like that. She happened to be following me on Instagram and told me happy birthday. And ever since then, it was a lot. So I went back to Texas. And then I got stationed from Texas to Virginia. And when I was out there, and that's when it really happened. Like I said, I'm still trying to hoop.
Right.
But the pandemic and all that stuff happened. And then, like I said, God always got something for you. So this is what I'm on now.
Hey, man, see, you flipped the pandemic and made it good, because that's why I always tell people, I wish we would have started the podcast during the pandemic, because that's when everybody was listening to podcasts. Everybody was in the crib. Right, everybody was in the crib. No, we started 2020.
That was 2020.
No, we started 2021. It was 2020.
No, was it?
When I moved here.
It was 2020. I could have sworn it was 2020.
No, it was 2021 when I moved to Jacksonville.
Really? Yeah.
Yes, bro. Yeah. So we missed it by a year, but I wish we would have. Because that they probably would have blew up differently.
I don't know. Niggas was wearing masks, so
things would have been different.
That boy said they had a mask over the year. I thought it was 2020 when we started.
Right.
Niggas was still heavy on that shit.
Yeah. But that's how it kind of played out for us. And like I said, like now, I'm just blessed to be in this position. Like I said, I'm really taking acting seriously, just moving back home and everything like that. I've done a couple shows, stand up.
North
Carolina, back here at the crib. And to be real with you, like I said, I was doing things not even knowing that it was going to be in effect today. Because I remember when I was in the military, when I first got in and I got out of basic, and I was in AIT. For those of y'all don't know, AIT is basically like a training school for whatever job you got. So when I was there, I was stationed at Fort Lee, and it was like their birthday over the summer. So like they had like this big old festival where they had like basketball tournaments and a talent show. Mm-hmm. Ended up being in the basketball tournament, ended up winning that. And then they was like, we hear like you're the clown of the platoon and everything like that. I was like, nah, I don't know who told you that. Like, I'm trying to be quiet. I was like, nah, I don't know who told you that. Like, and it was like, well, we got an extra slot for the talent show. Do you want to do it? And I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. And then one of my homegirls, she was like, just do funny stuff. Like, just be a comedian. Like, just do funny stuff. Like, interact people. I'm like, man, I don't know if I want to do that. So I go in the crowd and I'm watching it, and the people behind the curtains like, do you want to do it? Like, you got like 10 minutes to tell us. And I'm like, man, all right, bro, I'll do it. So I go to the back, and then I'm the last act. And then ended up going out there just basically imitating everything I done seen from like the drill sergeants and all the other stuff. Like basically giving a whole story, a whole segment now. This is in front of like 300, 400 people off the rip. Like 300, 400 people off the rip. But I'm just like, I know they can relate to this. So I'm going to start telling stories about the military and stuff like that. So ended up doing it, ended up killing that, and ended up winning that. But like I said, after I did it, I wouldn't even think about it.
Bro, your talents make room for you, bro.
Right.
My aunt always tell me that. Like, you ain't gonna have to. You ain't gonna have to force your talents to shine. They gonna make room.
It's crazy.
That was just God showing you, like, hey, Duncan, remember you a funny ass nigga now.
Right.
Right.
I know
like,
you
took that risk, bro. You took that risk. That's what people gotta realize when you just gotta take that risk and jump out there. You never know what might happen. You could have bombed, but at least you would have known what you need to work better on. But at least you took that, that risk and was like, fuck it, I'm gonna do this shit.
Yeah, it wasn't even about me being shy, nothing like that. It was more of a like, do I want, do I
want to jump in that? Yeah, right.
Like, do I even want to do this? Because like I said, I mean, I'm not even thinking being acting a comedian. I'm still trying to hoop. So it's like, man, I did what I really wanted to do. Like, do I even want to do this? And then when she was telling me, and I ended up going out there, I really was looking at it like, even the shows I've done, like how I really be picturing it. I just really put myself in that mindset, in that space where it's like, bro, I'm back in the locker room with my teammates.
Right.
I'm really out here just saying just stupid jokes or something that happened to me. That's all I be doing, like putting myself in a mindset. So whether if it's 20 people or 400 people out there, like I still got that mindset. I'm just going to do what I'm comfortable with, honestly. So I wouldn't even thinking none of it. As soon as I got off that stage, I was like, all right, cool. So when we leave here, because I go to Texas, like, like, yeah, I wasn't even thinking about it. Yeah.
So do you ever get nervous though, or has it just always been that thing for you where it's just like,
nah, I don't get nervous. Like I look at it, I treat my acting and comedy career now like my basketball career. I feel like it's like my second coming. So like it's just like before I go on stage or anything like that, I don't get nervous. I get hyped. Like I get, I'm about to go out there. I'm about to have them rolling, boy. I'm about to say this. I'm about to, but it's more like if it is nervousness or anxiety, it turns into like
let's do this shit.
Motivation.
Like motivation.
That's how it be, bro. It's like I be nervous as hell when I'm about to go on stage, and then a switch. It's like I feel
like now you got to do that shit.
Right.
You know what I mean? Now you gotta show the niggas what you really got. You know what I mean? So
yeah, like one of my shows, the host was like, "Y'all nervous?" And people was like, "Yeah." And I was like, "I ain't gonna lie, I ain't nervous." He was like, "Well, you know what they say? If you ain't nervous, then you ain't got no heart." I said, "Well, I guess I ain't got no heart, bro." I was like, "I don't know what to tell you. Like, I know what I came here to do. Like, I'm ready.
Right.
But like, I ain't out here like I hope they like it. I'm out here like they about to be weak. They about to be weak.
Right. Positive thoughts bring positive outcomes. But that's why another thing I want to ask is like, what's your specific favorite type of comedy media that you like to do? Like, what is your favorite? Like, is it stand up? Is it making these TikTok videos? Is it some other form of comedy?
I say it's really like the acting part and like doing the videos and skits like that. Right. And comedy, like I'm like stand up, I'm doing that just to put my name out there, to face out there, and just make myself more marketable. That's not something I'm really striving to do. I'm trying to strictly acting because me personally, I think I can do serious action comedy. It don't matter type of thing. I'm just starting with the comedy because that's just me.
Right.
But definitely, as far as to answer your question, if I answer, like definitely with like making videos and skits, because I feel like that lets me, put myself into whatever. Like even when I do like videos and skits, like I've always been good with mannerisms. So like I always just watch people. Right. So like even watching these videos before I like do these skits, like I'll just really just watch them, spin it for a couple times, and then just watch really how they move. And then after I get down how they be moving their mannerisms, then I like put it into where it's like, okay, like now this is me. Like I'm this person, but like I'm gonna put my spin on it, but I'm doing this. And so for like memorizing the lines, for me, it come easier that way versus trying to learn the lines and then trying to like do stuff, the normal stuff with it. Right. It's like, okay, like I know what I'm gonna do when I say this. So it's gonna make it easier for me to say this. So like now when I'm doing the stuff, like stuff in my face, my eyes, my hands, or the little stuff people be doing, it's like I just be paying attention to detail like that. But yeah,
and see,
that shit make a difference.
Yeah, I'm about to say because your mannerisms is be on point, boy. Like that be the funny part. That be when your eyes, that be the funny part, bro. But you said something about you want to show that you can be serious and everything. Does that bother you? Because I know, like, I done heard comedians say like they don't want to get stuck in the comedian lane of just, oh, he's just a funny nigga. Let's just only put him in funny roles. You know what I mean? Like, Kevin Hart had to break out and do that one movie, you know what I mean? So people could start taking him serious. He felt like, I remember him talking about that. Do you feel like you have to do that eventually? Like, or do you feel like you good? You know what I'm trying to say?
I mean, like I said, I feel like I can do everything. If there's an opportunity for me to showcase that, I will. I don't mind being the funny person. It don't matter. It don't really bother me. I do understand why people say that and they don't want to be in that niche or whatnot because they try to do other stuff. So I understand it. I guess, like I said, the opportunity brings itself up, then I'm gonna do it. Like I'm gonna showcase I got other talents, but I guess right now I'm focused on getting my foot in the door. And once I get my foot in the door, then I'll worry about what other people thinking of me, I guess, later.
Right.
If that, yeah, that's how I'm kind of looking at it. And then like a lot of people don't know. Man Boy from Snowfall, he was doing funny videos on Vine.
That's why I remember.
I mean, he blew up.
That's the first place I ever seen him from. Because I'm like, yo, that's I forgot what he used to do, but his shit used to be funny as fuck. But like, I know people still. I think he may be one that CJ was talking about, where he said people still remember him as, that Vine dude. So.
And that's cool.
He definitely did that transition, though.
Yeah, look, if people want to remember me as R. Kelly, Soulja Boy, Zeke from TikTok, that's fine. As long as them checks coming in, I'm doing something.
Bro,
I don't care
what
you remember.
As long as they remember you.
Right.
Who give a damn? As long as they grasp and they recognize your face and your person and they know what you do, who gives a fuck why they remember?
Hey, I left an impression on you. So
exactly. I moved you some type of way, so who gives a fuck?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I mean, and then even then too, like y'all was saying, like people putting you in that box or that niche or like that box of I don't want to see you outside, nothing like that. I mean, I do that too with some of my favorite like artists or actors or whatnot. It's like, nah, bro, I just want you to do this type of thing.
Right.
But then now me being in it and trying to do what they doing, it's like, okay, I understand.
You understand now.
I understand now. You trying to. Nah, I'm not just this. Yes, this is me, but I can do other stuff too. So definitely understand it. But
man. And so let's talk about the military because I was in the military too. So what was your experience like in the military, man? Because I know I can talk all day about it, but personally,
I ain't gonna talk all day about it. But I mean, my experience was, I guess, kind of what I expected. Because I didn't expect a lot. So I really didn't. Like going into it, like I said, how I looked at even basic training, like it's probably because of the age I even went in. I went in when I was 25. So like my whole mindset going in wasn't like no 18, 19-year-old person.
Right. Yeah.
So like I already live life a little bit. And then when I went to it, I was just like, bro, this low key is like college all over again.
Yeah.
And then so like when I went into it and then just, the stereotypes or the little stigma the military got, especially on black, not even men, just black people, women too. I was already in that mindset. And then didn't help that I went in when Trump got elected. So going in, I really didn't expect a lot. I remember there was one thing that do stand out the whole time I was in 4 years, but one time that do stand out was I remember when all that kneeling stuff was going on. And there was a whole sergeant in there. He was coming into my office. I was supply, so like he came into my office and was like, "Hey, yeah, Duncan, how you doing?" Whoop, da da da. He's like, "You from Atlanta, right?" I'm like, "Yeah." He was like, "Yeah." So what do you think about like the Falcons kneeling? And I was like, "Hey, with all due respect, son, like I don't know nothing about politics to be real with you. And then two, I don't talk politics. And then in my head, I'm like, I'm not about to talk that shit to you anyway." And he was a white and Hispanic dude. So like he was like, "Nah, like I'm not trying to talk about it. Like I just want to get your thoughts on it." I was like, "Nah, like you don't for one, and then two, like I don't really care."
Right.
For them. So like he was like, "Nah," like just kept pushing the envelope. So I was like, "Oh, you really want to know how I feel?" And then he was like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Be real with you, my personal opinion, I feel like y'all so upset, or people are so upset about when they kneeling and not why they kneeling." I said, so I feel like people just blown out of proportion. And then he got mad as hell. "Are you serious? Like, do you not understand that you put this flag on your chest every day and they're disrespecting us?" I said, "I'm gonna be real with you. Julio Jones didn't disrespect my ass. That motherfucker catching them balls on Sunday." He ain't disrespecting me. He ain't disrespecting me. Look, but I was like, I was trying to put myself in the shoes, but it was hard for me too, because I'm like, bro, like, that's what I'm saying right there. You talking about he's kneeling during the anthem. Forget him kneeling during. why is
and then that
why is
just
the first
shows
thing? Why is the first thing to come out your mouth is why are you disrespecting troops?
Right.
And that's
it's just like
and that go to show you he didn't just want your thoughts though. He didn't honestly want your thoughts.
He didn't. He really didn't. He thought it was gonna be like his, but like it's just like I was
he didn't want your thoughts.
It's just like a kid if they get in trouble in school, like say the teacher called back and be like, yeah, he threw a book at the kid. You're not about to be like, why you threw a book at the kid during nap time? You can be like, what's wrong?
Right.
Yeah, what's going on?
Right.
Why? Exactly. Like, and that'd be my thing with that. But like, that was one thing that stood out. And when he was saying that shit, I was just like, yeah, bro, this is why I'm about to do this contract and get the hell on because y'all tripping. Nah, but I mean, but like overall, like I said, my experience, I didn't expect too much. Like, it was just the stuff I expected, the slight comments, the little side digs, the looks, and then like all the other stuff. The only difference between that in the military and on the outside is that they can't say nothing when I'm in the military. They can say what they want when I'm not in there. But that was really the only difference. And the crazy part is, you know that the Hispanic girl that died on Fort Hood?
Yeah.
Her unit was two blocks up from mine, right there.
And that's crazy because we were just talking about how they about to make.
And you see how they treating that.
Right.
And you see how they treat in that situation.
I don't know who's gonna see this, but I ain't trying to air out the military, but they do not take stuff seriously.
I told, bro, I was just telling my girl because my girl be watching all those TikTok videos of like soldiers telling their stories and stuff, and she's like, "It's really be like this." I'm like, "Yes, they do. They be looking over a lot of that shit, like Fort Stewart, Fort Hood. Like I went as soon as I got to Fort Stewart, I done heard all the stories. Like it was like, bro, they be sweeping that shit.
Like the first thing they do, like. God forbid, like a female or even a male, somebody gets sexually harassed. The first thing they tell you to do is tell your chain of command. Why? Is because they want to keep it in house.
Exactly.
They know if that because military is all about perception. So if something gets out and it makes them look bad, as you can see what they doing to old girl, unfortunately, they making it seem like it was her fault. Like it was. We tried to say this, that, and the third, but she decided it's like, nah, bro. She did her part. Y'all was supposed to take care of her. Exactly. Y'all was supposed to remove her from that spot or whatever.
Hey, so how was it? Because you were there when that happened. So how was
I
that?
left right when it happened.
Oh, okay.
I left right when it happened.
I was about to say, how was the atmosphere there? Like I know that shit.
But the thing is, something happened like that similar before that happened because it was something like weapons like in the arms room or something like that. Like a commander. It was a commander and another soldier was up in there.
I thought that place always had some wild.
Yeah, I always heard it always had wild shit going on.
Every time I heard of it,
I always heard
everything, bro. And it's crazy. Like I can't even like whatever y'all think that go on there. I promise you, probably go on there, or it's damn near that situation.
Yeah, I heard it get wild out there. I heard the name.
I
heard the name lives up over there, man.
Boy, as soon as you leave out that back gate, it's nothing but slums. You see the little junkies and everything right outside the gate. Like it's just it's
crazy.
bad.
That's crazy because like
and
the
people
you're trying to put on the
gate, y'all ain't gonna do nothing for them.
Right.
They don't be checking IDs when folks come on. You know how many people that I hooped with in the gym that look like y'all, and I know bruh in the green hoodie can't be in the military. He got dreads.
Right.
It's like, come on, bro. Like, and the thing is, they just be coming on base. Like, as long as you in the car with somebody that is working on post, you good.
You good. They had to up that shit at Fort Stewart because it was during COVID. They didn't want no civilian. If you didn't live on base, they didn't want you on base. And niggas was sneaking females in their trunk trying to get females on base.
My cousin and them visit me. They damn sure was in the trunk too. I ain't gonna lie to you. They was in the trunk.
They be trying.
I'm out now. I can tell it.
I can tell it now. Yeah, they was in the trunk, man. I used to work at the ID card place after I got out. They told me like, the security people like, we caught a bunch of girls in the trunk this morning. I'm like, damn, like what the fuck? These niggas be trying to get it in, man. But yeah, that military shit, man. I want to do an episode.
Laying in the trunk?
Yeah, bro. They be in the trunk and then they be doing like full car, like they do random car searches and they check like everything, like lift your hood up and all that shit. Yeah. Like they don't be playing, bro.
What?
It just be random.
It was during that Corona time. Yeah. And with the base I was at the second time, they really didn't check. They didn't do inspections because I was at a trade-off, basically a training base.
Yeah, training.
So like they didn't really check. They didn't fully do stuff like that. So like I had my partner in the trunk one time. It was another time I had my partner behind the driver's seat with a blanket over him. So whenever he looked in the car, he just seen the blanket. He was like, all right, you have a nice day. I'm like, appreciate you.
Yeah, they was getting them. COVID, they was getting everybody, bro. They didn't want nobody on base.
That's fucking hilarious, bro.
They didn't want nobody on base, bro. That shit crazy.
Hey, lay in the trunk right quick.
Right.
Wrong God. Look, before you even get to the gate, I'm about to stop at the gas station. Right. You gotta get in the trunk, all right? You gotta get in the trunk.
Until they tell you I pull out to the side real quick, you like, fuck.
Yeah, gotta pull that middle part down.
Yeah, so and let ass jump through the other.
You better have that shit like Tyrese had on what's that movie called? Fast and Furious. That ejecto seat up, right? You better have that shit.
Have a parachute with that bitch hag on die for real. Hey, but so with the comedy stuff, bro. We ain't got off topic a little bit, but with the comedy stuff, bro, like where do you see yourself? Like where do you want to be? Like where do you have a end goal with it, or like where you want to see yourself maybe 5-10 years from now with this?
My end goal is really, like I said, get my foot in the door and do what I have to do and just thrive in acting wise. Specifically stand up. Like I said, I'm trying to get it to where like my name basically hold weight. It's a household name to where I can do stuff like Jamie Foxx or Donald Glover. Like, the reason I use them two is because like those are two versatile people that act, sing, and then they in everything. But whenever they decide to do stand up, like Donald Glover, whenever you decide to do stand up, you paying that ticket.
Yeah,
like you paying that ticket because you like him because of all the other stuff he do. So like, as far as stand up, I'm trying to get it to like that point. But like I'm just strictly like focused on like any way I can get my foot in the door as far as acting. Like I said, comedy, dramedy, which is drama and comedy, action, all that. I'm trying to get in all that.
So I know you say you don't get into the politics and all that stuff, but you know with you being a ball player and being in this entertainment game, your words will affect somebody eventually. And hopefully we don't get canceled around here. But with Kyrie and everything that's happening with Kyrie and Ye, you got any thoughts on that? Like, would you being a ball player and a man, black man too?
And someone on,
and you don't been in the military, so you got to well around.
So y'all really putting it on me? Oh, you got all this stuff now, boy. You better say something. Nah. I'm gonna be real with you. As outgoing as I am, and as much as I talk to people, I really don't be in people's business or anything. But as far as the Ye stuff, to me, from my perspective, because I don't know everything. I just seen stuff over the course of time. Like over the course of time, to me, how it looked, Ye always been like this. He always been like this. So like, I don't understand why it's a shock. I guess why he's doing it. I think the only reason why he's getting taxed out of millions of dollars now is because he's saying stuff towards white people. To me, in my complete honest opinion, because he said before that slavery was an option. Nobody batted an eye. We was looking at him like he was crazy.
Yeah,
but it had nothing to do with them.
So they didn't give a fuck.
Now that it has something to do with them, I feel like we looking at him like, bro,
you even said something about
you done crashed out. Like we off you already, and then everybody else is just really taxing him for his pocket. But like I said, I don't know everything. So even if y'all hear me say something like that, like if y'all know more, y'all can definitely like me. I don't know everything he done did, even with his Adidas and Yeezy case and everything like that. I don't know everything. I just know he lost millions of dollars. And then Kyrie's been the same way his whole career too, if you look at it. But I mean, I don't know everything with that from the information I've even seen.
This the same guy who set out when he didn't want to take the COVID shot. Nigga refused to play.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
exactly.
This is a guy that thinks flat Earth is real. Like
I would say this: I can't stand Stephen A. Smith, but the only thing I can agree with him when it comes to Kyrie is that Kyrie really think he's smarter than everything and everybody in the room, type of thing. And that's okay to have, but when your foot is in your mouth sometimes, basically, that's when you just need to like chill out and not say But like, from what I heard with Kyrie, he posted some Amazon movie in this thing, didn't say nothing, but he just posted it and people was wilding out because it was like anti-Semitic movie or whatnot, attacking Jews.
Right.
So my thing with that was I feel him, but I don't feel him in the sense of like when he was like, I didn't promote it, I just put it in my story. Like I didn't make it, I didn't direct it. Y'all mad at me, but this is the person that's allowing it to be seen. I agree with that to a certain extent. because it's like, you're right, you didn't do nothing. You just posted it. But you also have to realize who you are. Right. If one of us did that, nobody would bat an eye. They'll just look at the story and be like, oh, this nigga tripping, and just go to the next story. Right. Because of who you are, it looks like promotion. Everything, we're going to dissect everything. So, okay, you can say in your head, which I honestly don't think he promoted it, but you got to know who you are and why it was viewed as you promoting it. Because if you use social media the right way, that's all you're doing when you post stuff on stories is promoting whatever it is. Could be the smallest thing to the biggest thing. That's what you're doing. You have to realize who you are and don't try to pull that card of like, I didn't do nothing. It's like, you didn't, bro, but you better understand why they think you're doing something, because do you know who you are? You Kyrie, you're not Duncan. You feel me?
You always gotta be self-aware.
Exactly.
When you get to a certain point, you know any and everybody is looking at you, exactly, good or bad, but they looking at you. You gotta understand that. That's how I feel about his situation. And then when them putting all them stipulations on,
that was wild. That was wild.
That is wild. I ain't gonna lie to you. If I'm him, I'm like, well, I guess I'm gonna have to pack up these meals and get the hell on, because I'm not doing.
They got this nigga doing side quests and shit.
Like I'm not doing that. Because, and my thing with that too, and this is why I be hating on Stephen A. Smith, but everybody else, because when I finally do decide, I guess, to look at other people's lives, it's like, okay, even if he did like this movie and he believed it, who is he hurting? You got Brett Favre over here who done stole millions. And mind you, y'all love y'all money. This man stole all the millions. And we ain't saying nothing. They got hushed. We got people during the whole pandemic, regular people, and now getting caught up because of PPP loans or fake ass vaccination cards, and going to saying those are felony charges, like going to jail for a fake vaccination card. Aaron Rodgers had a whole fake vaccination card in the NFL. We knew this.
Exactly.
He's still playing today. It's like we pick and choose who we want to do certain stuff with, or people, like we just pick and choose
who gets there,
who gets the grace, and who we just blackballing and blackmailing. Like we just picking and choosing. It's like that part I just don't understand, because it's like, okay, cool. If we on Kyrie ass, we better be on these other people ass. But if we gonna let them live, we might as well shut the hell up and let him live. But we gonna have an even playing field for everybody. We can't just keep picking and choosing.
Exactly.
No, facts. But now, so I had to put some current events in here with us, man, to talk about with you being from the A and stuff. And I know, especially hanging around Jay Reed, I know you done, and being just from the A alone. How'd you take the death of Takeoff, man? How was that?
Bro, for me, that shit hurt. Like for me, it had just as much as an impact, depending on how you're looking at it, as when Kobe passed, because they both was random.
Yeah.
And like they not doing nothing to nobody. Like they always out the mix. It's like and then for me, like it hurt from a athlete's perspective, because Kobe, he wasn't my favorite player, but like I know who he is and who he was to the game. Right. So like that hurt in the aspect. And then from being from here, and then I remember when Migos was first like that. Like I remember they was giving out free concerts at the Marietta Square and in Lawrenceville and stuff like that. And I'm like 19, 20, like coming up on them, like listening to their stuff before Bando really hit.
Right.
All the other stuff. So like just seeing them two before Offset got into everything, I was like, damn, okay, they like that. So like it's like almost like I grew up with them in a sense. And then for him just to be gone like that, I was like, damn, bro, like. And for everybody to be like, yeah, bro, he didn't say nothing, he didn't cause nothing. Like somebody done pulled out their gun and it just went off and it hit him. And it's like, so you really don't even gotta be in the mix.
Nothing, right?
Yeah,
I was like, bro, nah. And for it to happen to him, I was just like, damn, like that shit
the
crazy.
Chillest nigga.
Yeah, like to me, he was my favorite Migo. The best is Offset to me, but he was my favorite Migo.
That's what I think. Because Offset be going crazy, but everybody take was like, you know what I mean?
As a person, it's like that nigga cool as fuck, bro.
Damn, bro, no scandal, like
right,
no
nothing.
Beef, no scandal,
no, but even in every beef that the Migos was in, it
was always Quavo or Offset.
It was always a motor.
Like one of them two niggas. Man, everybody fuck with Tate, man. Like
They always said that nigga would always dap niggas up and smile, and then just walk and be in his own. You know what I mean? But
yeah, but nah,
that
that
was
one.
the atmosphere out there.
Yeah, I was gonna say I was,
When
especially with the
Bruh,
funeral
service was.
Yeah,
man, they had downtown was packed as hell. They had
Traffic
to
was
block off
crazy.
certain highways so you can just take certain routes if you was going to the funeral or if you was avoiding it so you wouldn't run into that traffic and everything. But I mean, hell, like, yeah, it was a different type of vibe. It was just like a damn, like, he really gone. Like,
Yeah, like a real.
yeah, and everywhere you heard radio, whether it was in the mall, in your car, wherever you went, it was definitely playing Migos, and it sounded like they was only playing his part, but
Yeah,
you feel me?
it was one of those. It was one of them type of things, but I mean, yeah.
This shit feel like I know the nigga. Like that shit.
Right. Like this is a homie.
Oh God,
like,
no God, bro. Yeah, no, that joint was is
RP
definitely different.
tape.
Like I said, it hit different for me at least. It had that same type of. I'm not gonna say just as much. I know I said it earlier, but I ain't gonna say just as much. But it had that same type of kind of impact as the one like Kobe passed.
It did though, bro. You got to think. Bro was only 28. He had gave what 10, 11 years to the game, and he was on fire.
Right.
Like Takeoff,
and
got
they just dropped that
verses.
project together like the week before.
Right.
And bro, it's so sad because he was just on Drink Champs, and he was like, he wanted his flowers while he here, and he pray he lived to be the OG to give the young niggas game, and he gonna embrace the young niggas. He not gonna bash them how some OGs did them and shit. That shit crazy. Then just that quick, nigga gone. Like,
right. It's as if it was already in the air type shit.
Right.
You feel me?
Speaking on that shit.
Because bro,
you know what I mean?
Watch the interviews of him and Quavo, bro. It's like 3 different interviews where Takeoff say something about death, bro. And it's crazy as fuck. Like, not on no conspiracy.
Even
shit. He dead ass say something about it. He did it in Drink Champs.
Even his verse on Never Change, he said something about like that shit's crazy. Just when you hear this nigga talking,
yeah, like that shit kind of eerie because it's like what was really in this nigga thoughts?
Right.
Because the night they say he was by himself, he won't really fuck with nobody and shit. He ain't say a word all night. Like, what was in this man mindset right before that shit? Like that shit. Yeah. Shit like that be going through my head when I see these deaths and shit. Like
it seemed like Quavo and Set are going to, I mean,
reconcile.
From what it sounds like, and I don't know.
Unfortunately, that's what it took for that to happen.
Yeah, it's sad. Yeah, it's sad that it happened.
That just sucks because it can't be the same.
The glue to bring them together.
Right. Yeah.
Well, we're gonna let you get out here, bro. But one more question for you, man. What to the next up and coming, whether it's comedian or ball player, just creative out there that's looking up to you and look at what you're doing. And like I said, people see numbers and you might, like you said, you don't feel like you're bigger than nobody, but you got a little kid out there might be on some, I want to be like Duncan when I grow up. What's your advice to him?
Man, my advice to him or her. My advice is put yourself in the best situation to win, and you can do whatever it is, and celebrate the little wins because that's going to lead you to the big win. Like, no matter who say what, whatever, like, if you believe you can do it, figure out a way to do it. If one door closed, another one going to open. But just keep going and stay consistent with whatever you're trying to do. That's all it takes.
That's real. That's real, really. That's what it is. Well, bro.
That really gets.
We appreciate you joining us, bro. For real, bro. We're going to get you on an episode of the pod when we got some more topics to talk about. We got to get you on the podcast and talk some shit with us, man.
Hey, man. Look, I appreciate y'all for having me. You know what I mean? Just hit me, man. I'm here. We locked in.
Yeah, we definitely appreciate it. So where can they find you at, bro?
Y'all can find me on Instagram at @AmericaRunsOn_. Y'all can follow me and my lady Erica on TikTok at Dunk&E. And then if you got YouTube, subscribe that channel at America Runs on Duncan TV.
There it is. And then Kenny, you already know how to get us up out of here, man. Where they can find you at?
Of course, it's your boy Kenny Supreme. You can follow me on all social medias at Kenny_Supreme with 2 E's. That's art, media, and music. Y'all fuck with me.
And then Londo, we know where they can find you at Trap_Londo on pretty much everything. And the Facebook will be up here too. You know what I mean? So we'll show that when it happens. And I am, of course, CJ Speed Rush, Trap_Bambino on Twitter, Instagram, CJ Rush on Facebook, Trap Talk TV on every platform. We're there. We're everywhere. We're like the Illuminati. And make sure you go watch the latest episode of the podcast. Make sure you go watch at this point when this comes out. Make sure you go watch the other interview we got with Game 7. And yeah, man, we got some more shit coming for y'all later, you know. Appreciate y'all watching.
Through, bro,
yeah, exactly, bro. We definitely
appreciate y'all for sure. Appreciate y'all for real,
man. Because we definitely appreciate it. We gotta do this again. We're Trap Talk TV. Everything's just too sweet, and that's Duncan. Make sure y'all go follow, bro.
Ugly.